kind of
with
look
me.
cool. I think you look cool. I have this light that I'm working with. I don't quite know where it belongs, but I'm trying to look cool. But we'll get there. We'll get there sometime.
One day we'll look super cool. We sound pretty cool. You sound very cool with that shirt, and I'm using these Walmart headset. I hope it's all right.
Sounds great. I can't believe that's a Walmart headset.
Yeah, I mean, not bad. Made by PlayStation, I believe. But we wrapped up Basic Bitchin', and now we wanted to talk about some of the interesting things in this world, like Mr. Joe Newman.
Joe.
So a couple weeks ago, I woke up and I saw somebody had posted like a Leonardo da Vinci drawing of a perpetual motion machine and how it would work. And I was fascinated. I'm always fascinated by these things since I was a kid, like, because it seems possible. It just always seemed possible to me to use magnets to get something moving where it would be able to continue moving forever under its own force. They claim that according to like Newton's laws or whatever, I don't believe any of that bullshit. According to these laws, it's impossible. Well, I started looking into it after that Da Vinci drawing, and I found on the Great BitChute a documentary about a guy named Joe Newman, and I watched it in the gym and on my way to the gym, and I had it on in my ears, not expecting it to be as good as it was, but it was so powerful that I ended up finishing it in the Walmart parking lot. Tears in my eyes. I couldn't look away. This guy legitimately built in his like garage. He was already a famous inventor before he invented like the 45-pound, like the plates you use for bodybuilding at home. He invented that. And he's also the reason we put sand in our tires. So he already was a successful inventor. And he built this thing in his garage, and it hit the local news. It was like a 7,000-pound engine it was all based off magnetism, and he claims within a magnetic field there's a river of free energy, and he claims he channeled it. So then it made it to the local news, and some people got interested around the country. It ends up getting to the point where like top scientists in the field come out there to try to discredit and debunk him. They're like, surely he's hiding a transformer, he's hiding something. They all went out and looked at it, and they were like, a lot of them started working for him because they were like, I can't explain this. This is blowing my mind. These are really straight-laced people. And they say, this doesn't make sense based on everything I've ever known. But it seems like this random ass dude, I forget where he lived, like Arkansas or something like that. He did it, So a lot of guys went to bat for him, and they started working for the patent. He gets endless shit trying to get this patent by. Like, he's getting death threats on the phone all the time. The courts are making it impossible for him to get this idea through. He loses everything in the process, loses so much money, so much stature. He's being attacked constantly. I believe he even lost his family. And by the end of the documentary, these people went and found him as an old timer who now is like such a bitter guy. He's lost everything, and he doesn't trust people anymore. So he doesn't even trust the guys making the documentary about him. Like, he's really wounded from everything that happened to him because he made this great invention, and all he wanted to do was give it to the people. Like, let's get free energy to the people. Fascinating documentary.
Well, let's just tune into a little bit of it and see if we can get people interested in maybe checking it out. Because I was blown away by it. You had brought it. I was walking my dog, and you started talking about this guy you had been like infatuated with, Joseph Newman, and
Newman.
Yeah. So let's do a quick thing. And I was like, I was like, well, send it to me. Maybe we can talk about it on the podcast if it's that interesting. And it freaking was unbelievable. I was so interested in it. I was like, I couldn't turn it off. It was a 2-hour doc. And, I watched every bit of it. So let's see if, there we go. Let's see if we can bring it in right about here. I'm sure this isn't the proper one, but maybe this can give you guys a taste. In the 1980s, during the era of big oil, an inventor claimed he had a motor that needed no fuel at all.
Can't hear it, Dan Mitchell.
Don't you fucking dare.
Dan Mitchell forgot to hit the audio button.
Once again, I thought once you did it, it was automatic.
Don't you wish?
But you know how it is. There it is.
We're sorry, millionaires. Enjoy your millions. You have enough money that you can waste a couple seconds of your time waiting for the audio to come back. Okay. Here he is tinkering with some shit.
My first guest tonight, Joe Newman, is from Loosedale, Mississippi, and he makes his living as an inventor.
Can you hear that, Ben?
So you have no training in physics or mathematics as such?
That's right. In fact, I started on this because I'm just an old country boy. And I picked up a book on energy. It's on Faraday's generator. Mm-hmm. And when I read that, I remember squirming around because they're telling me they was getting something for nothing.
One of his inventions, it's a machine that produces energy, apparently puts out more external energy than internal energy. And if that's true, it could very possibly change energy in general.
Wow.
It's one of the most important things I've ever done in my life to help this man bring forth a technology literally can change the world.
Having the ability to produce unlimited amounts of power from Joe Newman's energy machine would allow general benefit to the entire world.
I've utilized the energy in a magnetic field the scientific community has been totally blind to.
And he was getting some results that no one had ever gotten.
Could he possibly have done this? He's invented real stuff.
We all were just elated at what we were doing.
If you're going to reverse the law of physics, you better have some data to back it up.
Wait, be ready. Disconnect that thing if you need to.
You check back with me in a year and you're going to see a working prototype hooked to a home.
I want you to leave here knowing that the energy in a magnetic field is literally a river of energy.
Some people wouldn't choose him to be their hero, but Joe Newman is a hero.
That's kind of how you have to. So that's the approach. It's like there's a criticism where it's like, this guy's a fucking flake. There's no way he'd be the first person to go against, engineering facts. And so you're a quack if you disagreed with them. And then there was if you agreed with them. And then there was a whole party of people who were also brilliant engineers who go, we looked at this machine, we checked it out. It works.
Yeah. And they still, to this day, right? I guess the one guy you told me you looked into afterwards, one of his pals is still kind of working with it. He thinks he understands how he did it. But so is that the 2-hour documentary right there? Could you fast forward to the very end when he is an old man with long hair and he just hates the world because they just shit on him his entire life and all he tried to do was a good thing? Yeah.
Can you could you tell us about what obstacles he approached? Because right now all we know is what they've heard.
I guess the biggest thing would have been like the judges making it impossible, the courts making it impossible for him to get the patent. Like even the death threats didn't scare the guy. He's very bullheaded, very tough, strong guy. So he just kept right on rolling. But I guess he formed an obsession over it, rightfully so. I mean, the guy, it would have changed energy as we know it. And that's not, you think about who that affects. It affects the most powerful people in the world. So it's another conspiracy theory. No, it makes perfect sense. If you're threatening big oil, give me a break. Like that's the last people you want to mess with. Big oil. Give me a break. You talk about the monopolies of power. Like, for example, where I live, there's one power company. Maybe it's the same way where you are. Somehow these companies involving power aren't subject to the monopoly laws that everyone else is, If I have a problem with this power company, if I think that they've done something unfair, tough shit. There's nothing you can do. If you want to have power, you got to get it from them. And that's how perfect that the power company is so powerful. But they really are. So this guy was going to bat with the biggest and baddest, and he essentially lost. But by the end of the document, one part that was so fascinating, when they went and found this guy as an old man, he had a storage unit where he had one of these machines.
We're going to watch this too.
You're going to watch that part? It's so good.
But please explain it though.
The documentary crew got a bunch of people together, a handful of people, and a lot of them are rich investors, some within the power companies, and he took them out to this damn storage unit to watch this guy show off his contraption. Because it's just so damn fascinating. It really is.
This was the last time he showed it off, I think, before he died.
Yeah, and then after he died, well, right before he died, he knew he was going down. He disassembled the machine. That was like the last thing he did while he was living, so that no one could figure out what it was.
Check out this house. Beautiful house. The guy made money by, I think you mentioned earlier, Ben, that he made money in another manner, but he was an inventor his whole life, and he made plastic weights. Like, the plastic stuff that, you'd find those weights in the 80s, and it would be like a pink wrap around like an iron weight or whatever it was. I think he was responsible for that. So here he is getting older.
What I was doing, that's how I'd make money. And God has given me that ability.
And crazy.
And I've seen all the people who've been around me, they fell away because they can't stand the pressure. Garland, Bobby Bethune, and everybody, they stepped away. Just like Evan, they were scared because the power brokers might shut them down. Going through what I have gone through growing up, and God made me like steel, you couldn't take the power brokers. That's what I told my mother. God did all this, and I used to blame you, but he put me through it. I started picking up a big steel anvil that weighed 400 pounds. I still got those muscles that run down my back. You can't see my spine because the muscles run up and down my back. I am a tiger. And people should appreciate that. But I'm a tiger for humanity. I went and stood on a mountain one night, and I talked with God. My vow was, I want death if you don't give me what I want. I want to change this evil that I see all over this earth. Change it. I care. Why don't you care?
See.
So I want you to know how I am. I'm going to tell you right up front. When a guy comes to me and you want to challenge me, and you think you got the steel that I've got, you ain't coming close to it, because I'm going to jump down your throat and I'm going to say, this is a law. I think you nothing but crap. And I'd kill you in a friggin' second.
Now, if you're watching this, the lower jowl is like shaking. He's saying this with these threats with such intensity because he was fucked by the system for 30 years. He had poured his whole savings for his life into this. He really had an answer, and it was special. We find out later that to this day, it is special. Thousands of people show up to engineering conferences where they're discussing his work. And he's just this man who had something to offer the world that might have changed the world. And because some say it didn't work. Okay, it didn't work. If you go to Wikipedia, you'll find that they go, no, it was tested by this, and they were unable to get this thing started, blah, blah, blah. Newman later, has this documentary does a nice job. Joseph combats that. He comes and says, oh my God, they had left this off. It was a simple plug scenario, a little soldering, and it was a working machine. But
and he even said that they knew that. He said they even knew that. Like they were purposely trying to get that marketing scheme across. If it doesn't work, he's like, they knew it was a simple fix. Like they did it wrong. They knew it was very simple. Took 2 seconds. When he was at one of
the highest courts in the nations for an appeal, I guess it was an appeals court. The judge said the decision maker is going to be this brilliant engineer from the local Jesuit school. And Joseph and his lawyer were very happy to have him because he was he was outstanding, and he was like, we're going to win this case, because this guy's going to tell him after he reviews it that it works. He does. So this amazing engineer, brilliant mind, young man reviews it and goes, Judge, it works. But the patent office has a heavy hand. And this is the result. So here he is. He has some cancer on his face and he's dying.
I feel so bad for him because he's honestly a good guy. He went to battle with the most powerful people in this realm, and he learned. That's why he's obsessed with God now in his old age. He's obsessed with good versus evil because he got to see it more than most people will ever see it. He literally threatened the very existence of their power structure.
Also, bring in investors. Bring someone who might want to develop the motor.
Okay, well, I'm not turning the machine over to them. No way.
Right.
Not for all the money.
Starts turning into this curmudgeon.
They're going to come just for the demonstration. This is just a hello.
They have a new investor who is, might be 2016, 2017. They're presenting him with an investor and he's like, I fucking heard it before. I'm not going to have a tiger. I'll kill him.
Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he agrees to seeing this guy. Or
energy in a magnetic field.
Or Dave, is
matter in motion. When you say matter in motion, that's just like a running river. Now what I want y'all to understand, that 300.
Now we're at the storage unit. This is his last demonstration of his model. And we're at the storage unit. It's, one of these places you pay $60 a month and you can store your shit. And he pulls open the garage door and he pulls out what looks like a 1,000-pound machine that he has with like a galaxy painted on it. So you could see where he gets the whole circus performer. There's always a Barnum and Bailey circus, and he kind of has those attributes, especially as he grows older with his long hair and his short temper.
175-pound mud pump, it'll be so hard turning. Yet I can hook it to these batteries and it'll take off. But it's not drawing any current.
And these tiny little batteries
to look out of will tell you
are able to rotate.
That is a lie. And any
this engine
who says other than that is a liar. But what I'm saying to y'all,
20 minutes past.
This is something God's given me for humanity. It's a vow I made standing on a mountain as a young man, and I'm 77 now.
And now, if you can't hear it at home, he's preaching about God and
young. Now with that, we'll just hook it up and start running it. If y'all need to ask me a question, you better ask it quick, because I'm going to run this thing. Go for it.
Yeah, we're ready to see it.
Now I'm hooking this to the positive, and I'm going to hook
so he had.
So you'll understand what I'm doing.
For the first 30 minutes, he talked about God and how God came to him on a mountain. Now he's senile now.
No, he's actually 1,000% right. That's what happened. And the fucking evil ones wouldn't let this invention. Imagine everyone would have one of these things. You buy it for 15 grand, and you never pay for power again the rest of your life. It's not going to work out. They're not going to let something like this. He's probably not even the only guy who's thought of this. It's magnetism. It makes sense that magnets are such a magical thing. It makes sense you could harness energy.
What's 30 plus 20?
50.
It's 1 hour later, and these people are starting to feel like they're being goofed.
Yeah, his machine's not working. They all gathered around for the big reveal, and it's not working. So this is the part of the movie where you start thinking, I still encourage everyone to watch it, but you start thinking, oh, maybe he is a kook.
Now he climbs
up
the
there.
Machine.
Yeah, he climbs up there like a mad scientist.
There's only 30 people. There might be 12 people left. Okay, people have left during the demonstration. They're almost an hour in, and he's promised them that they would see something.
He's promised them the greatest invention the world has ever known.
And it could be.
The prototype is simply to prove the merit of this theory. Very quickly, a very compact, small device can be produced for the consumer, probably in a couple of years of a time, that they could buy for a home, automobile, airplane.
His hand had a bloody blister on it.
Once they buy that device, they'll never have to pay for energy again.
I don't think Exxon was a big fan of this.
No.
And he
This is the best part.
He has this engine running, and it's a big one. It's maybe a 3,000-pound rotating cylinder, and they were doubting his ass, but this thing is moving, and it's being powered by the slightest battery you've ever seen.
And he gets it started with like 3 AA's, but it doesn't even need them once it's started.
Couple months later, they want to do, an investor wants to be a part of it. Gentle dude, big beer belly.
Are we going to show a little bit of when he loses his shit on this guy?
Yeah, we'll do it. We can close it. We can close it from there.
Focus on one thing, and let's see if we can make that work. You know? And one of my suggestions yesterday, and you seem to have liked it, was creating an air conditioner.
When you get this machine, your electrical bill, as far as your air conditioning, is zero.
Right. So you agree that's a good market?
It's a phenomenal market.
I mean, like I told you yesterday, I'm sold. I'm ready. And now I'm willing to do what it takes to build one of these. We'll see if we can put it out on market. So now let's go ahead and put it together and do it.
Well, the first thing I want to do, because I don't want, let me just say how I am. I don't trust you. I don't trust anyone. I've had too much damn experience with business people. Their word don't mean shit to me. Because I've seen all these people tell me they're going to do good things, then they were liars. I'm interested in right now just getting enough money to put this motor in a car. I'm going to go buy a Cadillac right here. I'm going to take that engine out, put this engine in.
Maybe there's another way we can do this without doing the car, because of the air conditioning. It makes sense for the kind of businesses that
I understand that.
And
but I'm not going to commit to you that I'm going to do
that. It could fund
here. Pause it.
Or something.
As a second time watching it, I'm more and more with Joe on this. Like, this guy clearly is like, I see great profit in the specific, like, air. He's talking air conditioning. This technology would revolutionize power, period. Why are you talking about air conditioning? You know what I mean? And I think Joe saw through that. Like, why are you talking about air conditioning? Oh, you want to try to make it into like something smaller. You want to make it into, you're trying to like section off my, yeah, exactly. Very small picture. He wants it running cars. He wants it powering houses and businesses. He wants it to be the power source. It's free power. Use it for big picture shit, not air conditioning. Like he said, the first thing he said, well, you know, you hook it up to your house, you run the air conditioner, it doesn't cost you anything. He's like, yes, I understand, Joe. He's like, but think how much more money, and he starts rubbing his hands and licking his chops. Think how much more money we could make if we don't use the full potential of your invention. Imagine how much more money we make if we only use it to power air conditioning. And I think that Joe's intuition and understanding of how people are, because I'm already feeling that vibe. This guy's just trying to make a buck. He doesn't give a fuck about how epic this contribution is to humanity. He's just like, we can use it for AC. Anyway, continue.
Well, I don't think we can deal anything right now then, because I'm sure not going to make a deal with you that I'm going to tell you I don't know you from crap. I wouldn't sell it for no $1 million.
Joe, I didn't ask you to sell it. I'm just trying to talk to you about a deal. I mean, you don't have to get mad. I'm not trying to make you mad.
I'm just telling you.
I'm your friend here. There's no reason to get mad about this. That's not really what I do.
You want me to stop what I'm doing and kiss your ass and put it for you? Not no, hell no.
No, I didn't ask you to.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. You're not interested in what I want first.
Well, no, I did. I want to know what you do. All I was saying that I think an air conditioning will make a bigger impact faster than the cars, to be honest with you, sir.
No, it won't.
I may be wrong,
I can sell stock.
Did you want to say something?
Yeah, no, it won't. What do you mean the air conditioner will have a bigger impact than the cars? Are you out of your fucking mind? Are you out of your mind? You know, cars have air conditioning, right? You know, you put one of these things in a car and suddenly I'm saving $15 a day. Yeah, this guy's full of shit. I'm with Joe.
Got another guy coming to see me right after you Monday or Tuesday, and he's got $100 million. So don't tell me what I can do and can't do. You don't know me from crap.
I don't. I was just asking.
Well, I know what I've already done, and it's a hell of a lot more than you'll ever do in your damn life. All your life, you'll never be remembered. I will be remembered.
Okay.
I don't need you to get done what I want done.
Joe, I'm sorry. I'm making you mad.
Yes, you are.
And I apologize.
Joe.
No, I ain't going to change, John, so don't be bringing me any other people like this.
All right, let's not spoil the rest of it for everyone. Everyone needs to go watch it. Go on BitChute and just search Joe Newman or search Perpetual Motion. It's very, very worth your time. It's one of those things we're going to try to bring on these podcasts. We're going to try to bring things that are outside of the mainstream that are very interesting.
Yeah, that was cool. That was very fucking interesting. Joseph Newman. Look it up. Newman. This guy had some very basic education. He was a self-proclaimed country boy, which how can you not love somebody like that? And he goes on to be successful. The beginning is very interesting because you had local news agencies following him and seeing what he had built, and he would invite them out to his garage, and it would be this duct taped machine that hummed and whistled. And just check it out. So Joseph Newman, whether he was right or wrong, I don't know if it was right or wrong, but the more Ben sees of that documentary, he agrees that he was on to something special. I can't disagree with Ben there.
Well, and next week actually not next week, like tomorrow, because we're gonna keep rolling these out. We're gonna cover
all for the whole summer. I'm down. Let's go.
We're gonna dive into that Tartaria shit because that is really a we could go real deep on that, and it's something I hadn't heard about until this year.
I was thinking of that today when we were talking about some of the majestic older buildings and what they've replaced them with. So guys, thank you for being here. Holy shit, another one down. Ben, are we getting better? Are we sounding more like shit?
I think that we are slowly but surely getting a grip on this whole thing. My lighting is no good, but
mine is horrible.
Yours is good. You look cool as shit.
Thank you for saying that, but notice how whitewashed I look.
Now you look cool like $1 million.
I love you guys, and I just want to say we definitely tune in to the next episode. We are trying to organize this in a way that makes sense, but Ben being an artist and myself being a teacher, I have that ADHD dilemma, and the pharmaceutical company named my condition, but I'm not taking their pharmaceuticals. So I'm stricken with this mental disease where I jump around to a lot of different things when I get home. I've been awake since 5:30 a.m. and Ben absolutely insists that at 10 o'clock later we get on here and do this. When I join you this summer, wait for some really organized, well thought out thoughts. I love you all. Thank you for tuning in. Ben, I noticed your shirt's becoming more unbuttoned.
Love you all. Love you, Dan Mitchell.
Lower. Penis. Cock and balls.
We didn't even talk about this shirt. How amazing is this damn shirt?
Where did that come from? Looks great.
Macy's.
Love that.
So yeah, you can find things like, you listen to this cast. You got millions of dollars and a 200 IQ. You can find shirts like this too. You just got to listen to this cast, and I'll tell you where the goods are. $14. $14. Come on.
All right, keep it all, baby. And
peace and love. God bless.
We'll see you soon.